It's a beautiful quote from Ibn al-Jawzi al-Hanbali from his book Al-Mawa'idh wal-Majalis. If you're able to negate tashbih outwardly and inwardly, in other words, purify your aqeedah from imagining that Allah Ta'ala is like an object in the universe, as many religionists, Christians, Jews, and Muslims have fallen into this. Okay? All of the Yahud, all of them, 100% of those who still believe in God, they are upon this. And 100% of the Christians are upon. There's not a single munazzih amongst the two. One of them is telling you directly he's Jesus, right? He's come in the form of a man. And they draw him on the Sistine Chapel. What's wrong with you people? The Sistine Chapel. They draw him, right? Putting his finger to Adam like this. Okay? Or as the ignorant of the Italians call it, the 16th Chapel. Okay? كلهم مشبهة. Well, what's the result? There's dead religions. They're all atheists. Most of the Jews are atheists. You know that, right? They're like that. Atheism to them is widespread. And it doesn't take you out of Judaism. But believing in Christ does take you out of Judaism. Go figure. If you're able to purify your heart from this tashbih, terrific. But if you cannot cleanse yourself from the shirk of tashbih because your mind keeps racing, like what does this verse actually mean? I need to know. Okay? And you want to arrive at pure tawheed and tanzih, you cannot do that except through the interpretations of ta'wil. Right? The ta'wil of whom? The Sahaba and the Salaf, not your own ta'wil. Because you don't have the qualifications to make ta'wil, nor would have probably anybody in the last 1,000 years. We would trust their ta'wilat. Ta'wilat is Sahaba was Salaf. Yes, Sahaba had ta'wilat. Ibn Mas'ud had Ibn Abbas had many ta'wilat. Okay? Say 92. He said then ta'wil is better than tashbih. So if we're between tanzih is removing these thoughts, and tashbih is having these bad thoughts about Allah, then ta'wil, interpretation, is safer and better, right? Tashbih is a sickness. To imagine your Lord and the creator of the universe is something like this, some object within the universe, okay, is an illness. Ta'wil, interpreting these verses properly, is the cure. If the disease isn't diagnosed, then the cure isn't required. Like if you don't have the disease, then you don't need ta'wil. That's why you go to all the farmlands of the Muslims, and people praying and fasting for 60 years, okay, and you say something about ilm al-kalam, he doesn't know what you're talking about, right? He doesn't have the disease. Likewise, you tell him something like, people in America go to therapists, he doesn't know what a therapist is, because you have mental disorders in those countries, right? You go to your great-grandma and tell her, great-grandma, you ever hear of therapy? She'll be like, what are you talking about, therapy? What's therapy? It's like, because if you're depressed. What's depressed, right? They don't have certain sicknesses that the city folk might have. Okay?